Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli with Little Blue, and we're now reviewing season 2 of The Muppet Show. And this is where things the Muppet Show got a few updates, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, and of course, for example, the first episode of season 2, you know, Don Knotts, you know?
Don Knotts was a perfect guest.
Yeah, and from there on, every opening to it had Scooter coming in, you know?
Yes.
It's 25 or 15 seconds to the curtain, you know?
Exactly.
And
Scooter was always one of my favorites.
yes. And also, I'm trying to remember, here's another thing, because about that episode of Don Knotts, okay, so we know, because with the Muppet Show being on Disney+, Disney, you know, the Muppet Show's had a few, tweaks, some songs removed. And,
yes.
Oh gosh, the one with Don Knotts, a lot was taken out. A chunk full. Involving, say, a Fozzie Bear, being hip and cool, you know? And the Lullaby Bird sequence.
Yes.
That was the best sequence in that, with Don Knotts and the Electric Mayhem. And that was removed. The only reason for that, some songs being removed from that, Lullaby Bird and any other song, in any episode of Muppet Show, licensing.
Copyright, licensing.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's another word for copyright, right? Licensing?
Yes, basically.
Yeah, I even found out that on Sesame Street, a segment, a skit with Robin Williams and a Robin, they're saying, the Robin singing Lullaby Bird. And that was taken out. My gosh, you know? Leave it intact. It's been there before.
Exactly.
Oy. I don't get it either. And some of the other episodes, can you think of the others?
Not off the top of my head, no.
I remember, Zero Mostel, that one. And that was actually released a couple of months after he passed away.
Yes. I remember you telling me that.
Oh, yeah, I told you about that. There's also, I'm trying to see, there was, Dom DeLuise, you know?
Yeah.
His appearance. Edgar Bergen and, Buddy Rich, not Buddy Rich, no, that was later. Rich Little?
Rich Little.
Who could do impressions.
Oh, yes.
I remember hearing, he can do the best Richard Nixon impression.
Yes.
Yeah, and Rich Little doing a skit where he's doing impressions of some of the Muppets.
Right.
That and
he did a great Johnny Carson impression. In fact, he played Johnny Carson in I think a movie called The Night Shift. That was a story about how the Tonight Show was turned over to Jay Leno, and David Letterman almost got it, but didn't.
Yeah.
It was passed over by Jay Leno, for Jay Leno rather.
Yes.
And Johnny Carson, you know, Rich Little played Johnny Carson. He did an excellent job.
Yes, he did. And then some of the other episodes, Julie Andrews making an appearance.
Yes.
Yeah, guest starring, and a song from Sound of Music. You know, "High on the hill was a lonely goat," and we of course cannot. Oh, we forgot to mention this. One new skit that made it to the Muppet Show in season 2, Pigs in Space.
Yes.
Yeah, and then and we forgot to mention this in our review of season 1. There was Veterinarian's Hospital.
I remember Veterinarian's Hospital very well. Yes.
Ballroom dance.
Yes.
Which would still be in the rest of the Muppet Show.
Yes.
But with Pigs in Space being a new one and a very popular skit, and we cannot forget about talking about John Cleese's episode.
Oh no.
No, and he even written most of the episode. You know, his appearance.
Yes.
He did, and that skit with him as a pirate, you know?
Yes. He was he interacted so well with the Muppets. I recently saw a picture of him with the Muppets, and it was Jim Henson, and I think it was Kermit. He was talking to Kermit, and it shows the angle that the audience doesn't see, with Jim Henson down on the floor holding Kermit up, you know, to level, you know, up to a certain level with John Cleese interacting. And, I mean, it was so neat to see that sort of, you know, it was taking a peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, so exactly, yeah. And the other guest stars Milton Berle.
Milton Berle, yes.
And his interaction, with, say, Statler and Waldorf, priceless, you know?
Yes.
And, even, Fozzie a bit not, nervous to meet him, you know?
Oh, of course.
And even Milton wanting to meet Fozzie, and, they do a skit together, you know?
Yes.
I forget how it goes, but, you know, the other guest stars, Judy Collins, Nancy Walker and Edgar Bergen I mentioned. It's kind of funny. His daughter would appear on The Muppet Show in the first season, and he would appear in the second season.
Yes.
With him and Charlie McCarthy. You gotta remember also that they would appear in the Muppet movie. That was Edgar Bergen's final appearance, and it was dedicated to his memory.
Right.
And Steve Martin's episode.
Steve Martin.
That was a good one, too.
Yes, it was.
Like, it's funny, like, the audience, like, the show was canceled, and, like, they were like, auditioning for new talents, and Steve Martin even put a show on, and especially, I guess, a show for the Muppets themselves.
Yes.
Some of the others, like, I mentioned Dom DeLuise, Elton John.
Yes.
His episode. You know, the little difference between the audience applauding when, like, Elton John, his name being said, or appearing, like, the audience just...
Yes.
I remember that.
Exactly. Well, that was a canned audience, you see, so...
Yeah, and Peter Sellers.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they sometimes, speaking of which, they did sometimes use actual laughter.
Right.
Like, especially, like, say, from the crew.
Right.
Especially, like, in the Steve Martin one.
Right. And don't forget Bob Hope. Bob Hope appeared.
That's right, Bob Hope, and Clarice Leachman?
Cloris Leachman.
And that one, like, pigs are taking over the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
Like, a pig as Kermit the Frog,
yes.
and a pig as Fozzie Bear, and even a pig as the Swedish Chef.
Right.
Oink, 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 something like that. In pig talk. But, yeah, just, and even, like, the one with Peter Sellers, I forgot to mention, like, Peter Sellers, that was a good one, too.
Yes.
I think he was like a massager, I think, or something, like stretching, you know, like...
Masseuse.
Link Hogg.
Right.
And, and I think he played Clouseau in that, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm looking at it, too, like, we're looking at it on the tablet, and, like, the thumbnail, or, like, the screenshot, and he's, like, wearing the hat of Clouseau.
Sure.
So, yeah, but Season 2 was a good season, definitely. And that's where, like, things were really kicking off for The Muppet Show, and with its new updates and new skits, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, and, that's our review of Season 2. Any last words?
Must be off.
He says that for me. We hope you enjoyed our review of Season 2. 3 more to go, and, and 2 more to go for this month, so, you know, and the last one for being December, as we talked about in our review of Season 1. So we hope you guys enjoyed our review of Season 2. Stay tuned for our review of Season 3, and we'll see you guys in the next video /review video. Take care, and peace out.